Yo, I'm Colin.
I'm Narika.
This is
The Bench.
World Cup edition.
The Bench World Cup edition because we are in World Cup season. Are you feeling it?
Kinda.
What do you mean kinda?
Oh no, it's December, we're not really used to having in December first World Cup, like out of university and school kind of thing,
That's what I was
Yeah.
saying. That's what I was telling people. I was like, are we just getting older? Because when you're in university or
Yeah.
school, you go every day. Your friends are there. You guys are, you're collecting tassels.
Yeah, because it's holiday season, you know what I'm saying? So now like when the World Cup comes and it's holiday and it's all just football, fun, games, whatever. Now it's like
It was it was collecting the player cards and then swapping them for me.
yeah.
And now I'm just like, is it because we're old and no one wants to speak to us about football?
Nah, but the World Cup fever's still there.
Do you think so?
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of exciting. In Qatar, first Middle East country to host it, had a dope opening ceremony, everything. So it's kind of there.
Yeah.
Simmering a bit.
Before we get into the football and what the bench is doing for the World Cup, the opening ceremony, just in general, seemed like the grand finale of World Cups as we know it.
Like what, like
because they had the mascot from every single edition of the World Cup. And
even like the song from every World Cup, like Waka Waka, where your flag.
Yeah, and then it just seemed like this is the World Cup. Like this was
like this is after this one.
This is done.
It's done. Like there's no more World Cup.
Definitely not. Yeah. But we are still excited. It's World Cup season. It's just back to football. I think for like 17 days straight. Yeah. There's football every single day for 17 days. Facts. And we, your favorite bench warmers, here on the bench in an undisclosed location, are going to be highlighting and specifically speaking about the African teams that are at the World Cup.
Facts.
Is this the World Cup where we get an African upset?
I hope so. I feel like it's very tough going into this World Cup, based on like the other teams that are in there. But I mean, the African teams look strong. I mean, they're based on the performances so far. It looks kind of promising, So the squads are kind of there. We always speak about like African players being like generally considered 100%. In the top 10 these days of like ranked players in the world. So cross your fingers, I guess.
And a lot of these African players, so 5 African countries, and we are going to be giving you exclusive content on each game that an African nation plays in. But there was the African Cup of Nations. So these players know what it's like to be in a competitive arena. A lot of the African players are based in very competitive leagues on the continent or off the continent. Been in finals this year. Yeah. These guys, top 10 in the world, if not number 1. Well, technically.
Yeah, but they're up there. I mean, so it's nothing new for our players anymore. I feel like African football has developed so far, from 100%. Years gone by. So like at this stage now, for an African team to make it like a deep run in the World Cup shouldn't be a surprise for anyone.
Definitely not. Yeah. That's what we want. One day I'm going to watch an African team win a World Cup.
Yeah, I love that trophy.
And I think like back, like decades ago, we were just full of countries. Like some other countries, I won't name names, okay? I'm not gonna name names of USA. Of like fuller countries, but fuller countries. Yeah. But we out here. But let's get back into the football. The first African nation up in this year's 2022 FIFA World Cup Qatar was Senegal. Senegal are in Group A. Okay, they play their first game against the Netherlands. Group A also consists of Qatar and Ecuador.
Interesting game.
What do you think about the group, though?
Oh, the group as a whole, it's kind of like I think the outright favorites is probably Netherlands. And then second is literally anyone, like, is a favorite. But I think Senegal should be that second favorite, in that group. But it also, like, World Cup, you play 4 matches, 3 matches. Yeah. 4 teams in a group. So it's kind of like goal difference depending on someone else getting a result. So generally you should like win all your games or like draw and win 2. So it's kind of tough to make it out of a World Cup group,
Even if you're not drawing, to score goals.
Yeah, at the end of the day, So it's like a tough ask because I mean you got the hosts in Qatar. They playing with like the whole nation behind them, and then also you got Ecuador, who's South American and stuff, man, they've been doing this at the World Cup stage, before. So it's kind of tough for them. But I mean, then again, Senegal.
Then the Netherlands, who didn't go to a World Cup.
Yeah, but like the Netherlands are still the Netherlands. They still
like,
them.
Does their history?
Yeah, like
carry them.
The name precedes them. Like at the end of the day, they don't have to make 5 World Cups, and the moment they make one, it's like boom, final all of a sudden, and we know the stars that are in the team.
100%.
So Senegal, we'll get into missing a lot of big players, so they have a lot of things against them, but also
there's a lot of things to go for Senegal. But before we go into the actual details of the game and the Senegalese squad, because that is why we're here, just talk about this game, Senegal versus Netherlands, Senegal's first game in Group A at the 2022 FIFA Qatar World Cup. FIFA World Cup Qatar? Qatar FIFA
Either
World
way,
Cup?
same
Anyone. They played their first game in Doha at Al Tumama Stadium. Now, the only reason I'm mentioning this is because those stadiums are kind of sick out there.
Yeah, no. Those Qataris did the things. I can't lie.
They did a lot of things.
They did a lot of things, I mean, at the end of the day, the whole controversy around the World Cup, it's been highlighted a lot, rightfully so, but
every World Cup though.
Yeah, every World Cup does have its
controversies,
drawbacks, and its controversies around it, But I mean, this one was spoken about for the past 6 years since it was announced it was going to be there. At the end of the day, it's here now. You know what I mean?
Stadiums are packed.
People are there. The
stadiums are looking nice.
Same people who are criticizing it are out here praising it. So, football's football. At the end of the day, everybody is trying to win that trophy. And I think I'd rather look at the positives than the negatives. So they did a lot of positives. Looking at the stadiums, insane.
Yeah, there's temporary stadiums, but Senegal played at Al Tumama Stadium, and to be fair, we're here for the football.
Yeah,
football lovers are here for the game, and hopefully, I get to see an African nation go on a deep run into this competition. Hopefully, so the Lions of Teranga. They are African Cup. So they're going into this World Cup, African Cup of Nation winners.
Facts, yeah.
Okay? They're going into this World Cup, beating Egypt.
To make it into the
World Cup. On a penalty shoot. 3-1 on penalty shootout. So they drew their game 1-1. It was that whole Salah, Mane, we were teammates.
Storylines.
We beat you in the African Cup of Nations, but now we want to go to the World Cup. And Senegal managed to beat Egypt, and Egypt aren't here. So they're on a high, a winner's high.
Right, but also now you have a point to prove. Is that how you feel because you knocked out a really good team in Egypt.
I don't think they have a point to prove. I think going into this World Cup, it just seemed like 2022 has been the year for Senegal. So as a nation, the Lions of Teranga, you're winning the African Cup of Nations.
Yeah.
You're qualifying for a World Cup. You have one of the best African players, peak.
Of all time. Yeah, he's up there. I feel like he's probably top 5. Top 5.
This past calendar year has been insane for him.
I'd put Sadio Mane top 5, but I mean, you know what?
Travis was calling him what? A good-looking chocolate man.
Yeah. He was there. I mean, he won the hearts of everybody, in world football. So
100%.
It's lovely talking about him, but at the end of the day, he's not at the World Cup.
Senegal, I think their first World Cup, please keep me correct because sometimes my memory is just a bit. But if I'm not mistaken, their first World Cup was in 2002.
Okay.
And they debuted at that World Cup, and 2002 was hosted in South Korea and Japan.
Yeah.
And they went to the quarterfinal.
Who was the winners? Brazil.
Yes, 2002 was Brazil.
That was
the Ronaldo era. The greatest Ronaldo to ever exist. But we're not about Brazil. So they do have World Cup experience.
Yeah.
They do have winning experience, right? They do. Well, up until a couple of weeks ago, they had a Sadio Mane.
Yeah.
Right? Champion. They're being coached by a Senegalese legend in Cisse.
It's a lot of storylines,
There's a lot of storylines. Aliou Cisse then has a bunch of young players. He even came out and said, I have depth in my squad. You can't, my players are injured. I can go into my sub box and just
throw on another star.
A lot of young players. I think the Senegalese team has quite a few young players. There is Moussa Ndiaye, 20-year-old Anderlecht defender. Crepin Diata, 23-year-old Monaco forward. Ismail Jacobs, he's German.
Yeah, I know he plays in, I think, the Bundesliga. But
he's born in Germany, played junior international football for Germany, and then wasn't actually going to make it into the Senegalese team because of administrative issues. And then last minute FIFA was like, green lights, get in there, my boy. There's like a lot, like, what, were you at a World Cup in 20?
No, what? Neither were you, but anyway, okay.
Neither was I.
I mean, look, there's a lot of stars in the Senegalese team. Ismaila Sarr is probably the biggest star in their team at the moment. So I feel like what we spoke about Mane not making it into the team due to injury, unfortunately. I think Senegalese hopes rest on Sarr's shoulders, to take them up top.
Yeah, there's a lot of, but there's some good shoulders as well.
Yeah.
I think, like, also looking at the starting lineup going into the Senegalese-Netherlands game, their captain, their goalkeeper.
Yeah, you got Mendy. Koulibaly, Diallo played for PSG. They
are just names.
There's a lot of them. Shaky, that's Premier League experience, for like the past 15 years. So it's kind of insane, like the amount of experience that is in that squad at the moment, So yes, they're missing one star, and it's a big name. Like,
it is a very big name.
It's like one guy who makes a difference. like let's not.
We're not downplaying this.
Let's not act like it's not a thing.
What would Sadio Mane is like if, when Justin Timberlake left NSYNC?
It's like you having Christmas. Christmas is amazing, but when you go home, there's no choice assorted. Now, what's the point? Like, yes, it's amazing, but there's no choice assorted. So why are we even celebrating?
It's not Christmas.
It's not Christmas.
It's not the festive.
Sadio Mane is the choice assorted.
He really is. Whole box.
The whole box. So it's kind of sad. I mean, at the end of the day, it's still Christmas. It's still December, but like.
Nah, Senegal tried to play with all our feelings. They included him into. They were like, Sadio Mane.
Yeah, he's in the squad.
And then
he's not in the squad.
I was like, bro, why are you playing with our feelings like that? So solid squad. It looks, hopes. I feel like they have the hopes of Africa resting on their shoulders a little bit, being the best team, being crowned the best team in Africa, right?
At the moment,
So going into this game against the Netherlands, who we won't speak much about the Netherlands, but like, you are right. They do pitch up people back then, but sometimes it's hit and miss with the Netherlands. You never know.
You never know
what you're getting with their performance. However, I'm not a betting person, but I looked up some odds across like multiple sites. They give you
just
odds
for games,
just in general. And the Netherlands were the favorites to win.
The World Cup?
No, to win this game.
The game.
To win this game.
No, the game.
To win this game.
Yes.
They were the favorites to win. They were I don't know how to, like, I don't know what odds mean.
It was like 2-1.
Yeah, it's like crazy. Like, if you put in R1, you're getting R1, you're getting your money back.
Yeah. You're getting like R2. You're like, it was 2-1, I think, from what I saw. The odds, maybe like 1.5-1. So
you weren't making money.
You weren't making crazy money.
Unless you put in crazy money. You weren't making crazy money.
They were the favorites for the game,
They
compared to, I think, Senegal was like 5-1.
5-1.
For every R1, you get R5, essentially. For every one person saying Senegal are winning,
there's five people.
5 other haters that are in your face telling you
Netherlands are going to win.
No way.
Just like Senegal.
Yeah, like the other person's gonna win or Senegal are winning.
Okay. I got it. So the first half ended 0-0.
Yeah.
It was quite equal. I'm not going to lie.
Senegal were low-key favorites in that first half, like 100%. Based off the play and the chances, so
possessions, like shots on target,
big chances,
like just controlling the game. It was all in Senegal's favor, and I thought that was a really good halftime result to go into.
Yeah, I mean, it's still probably a lot of confidence in the team to be like, yo, listen, we're up against such a team in the Netherlands, we are African champions. We can win this game.
100%. I think a lot of us were watching the game going, okay, you know what? 0-0, some missed chances. Going into the second half, it's still 0-0. All we need is one goal. All we need is one goal. But that one goal did not come from us. That one goal to tip the favors, tip the odds into Netherlands' side of the field came from Gakpo in the 84th minute.
Yeah, it was kind of tough. I mean, late in the game, Cody Gakpo scores, and I mean, it's after like a lot of chances that Senegal had to like actually kill the game off and like get a goal. But I think we keep on going back to Mr. Choice has sorted himself in Mane. Like, you watch Senegal play, it's amazing. Like, they beat defenders, create the chances, but there's like no finisher up top. Like, it's insane. They have a striker, I think it's Boulaye Ndiaye, played for Villarreal, you know, you've been playing in the Champions League and Europa League, but like,
Sadio Mane.
At the end of the day, you're not Sadio Mane, you know, bro. So like, it's kind of like you missing something at the top. They have all this quality like leading up to the final third, but like they do have a quality striker right there right now, you know. But it's just
not Sadio Mane.
It's not Sadio.
I think Sadio Mane also brings something to like
the confidence booster. Like,
like just like
we're not playing well
out of football, just that other bit of like aura to the game. Yeah. So that goal was scored in the 84th minute. I personally don't know what Mendy was doing. Yeah. Like that late in the game, why are you trying to rush the ball?
Don't worry. I feel like goalkeepers this tournament are starting off to a shaky start, you know. It might just be the atmosphere and the nerves, you know.
Maybe it's the heat.
There's 2 more games for this team to actually pick up points, and you know.
100%. Then then all of a sudden 90 minutes, they put in 8 minutes extra time. Now guys, we're gonna be completely honest. We're also battling stage 5 load shedding right now in South Africa. So there are times when electricity will just go off and you miss like parts. But the electricity did not go off. So I don't know what I missed to get 8 minutes at a time. And the second goal by Klaassen for the Netherlands took the Netherlands 2-0 up. Gives them the 3 points in Group A. They have 3 points with Ecuador, so that's first and second currently sitting in Group A, and then Senegal and Qatar on 0 points in third and fourth position, which is quite hectic. I thought a reasonable result would have been a draw. And I can tell you why. The stats were in Senegal's favor. Like, as we said, possession, passing. Like, I think in the second half, it tipped towards the Netherlands.
I think it was like when they brought on Depay, you know, because he wasn't fully fit for the game. And as soon as he came on, like the whole tempo of the game changed, and like the way they just played with more confidence and stuff. Similar to like the Mane effect if Senegal had Mane, you know. Yeah. I feel like Depay did that.
Trademarked
Mane effect.
The Mane effect. But so Senegal does lose, or they did lose 2-0. But you look at a stat like attempts on goal, right? Senegal, it was in Senegal's favor, 15-10, which meant that Senegal, for the entire game, was more attacking than the Netherlands. I do think the majority of that attacking game came in the first half of the game and not the second half of the game. And then you look at goals on target. Senegal had 4 goals on target versus Netherlands 3 on target. And the Netherlands were able to convert 2 out of those 3 on target.
Yeah, it is what it is. Football's football. It's weird like that. On the beginning, we said if you don't take your chances, I mean, you can play beautiful ball up until that 100%. Final third. If you can't put the ball in the box, what's the point of being in the box?
You don't get 3 points. Yeah. You get 0 points. But it was the first game, Senegal versus the Netherlands. Unfortunately, for the first African team out in Qatar 2022 FIFA World Cup, it was an L. We do not have 0 points. And I think the odds for Senegal to win the World Cup, just as a whole, probably
increased.
Game, So before the game, it was something ridiculous like 100-1. Yeah. So for every one person, for every me that said Senegal was going to win, there were other 100 people saying they're never going to win the World Cup. And then now there's 2 of us, so there'll be 200 people saying
I don't know if it works like that, but
I don't know how the maths works. We realize math isn't our strong point. But that's kind of crazy odds that a team, like an African team, has like these 100-1 odds of winning the World Cup. And then Netherlands, like, odds to win the World Cup were much smaller or greater?
I mean, they had, like, better odds. They were odds on favorite to win the World Cup compared to Senegal.
That's so crazy. Yeah. But it was the first game. And I think, if anything we learned from this first game, Senegal are here and they mean business.
Yeah.
And unfortunate L nonetheless. But they do have 2 more games. Yeah. And their next game is on Friday, the 25th of November, against host nation Qatar. We will speak about that game. But if the opening game was anything to go by,
Senegal have a chance.
An easy dub. 3 points in the bag. So please have a look out for Senegal and the other 4 African nations that will be playing. Ghana, Tunisia, Cameroon, and Morocco. Yeah. All up before Senegal are out for the second time. Drop a comment. Let us know what you thought about Senegal's first performance at this year's 2022 Qatar FIFA World Cup. Are they missing Sadio Mane?
Definitely.
Are you missing Sadio Mane?
Definitely.
Where do you think Senegal will end up in this year's edition of the FIFA World Cup? Are we going all the way to the final? Are they going to better their 2002 performance of a quarterfinal? Let us know in the comment section below. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. It's all love. Until next time, we are
The Binge.
And this is World Cup season.
See?